Islington Mind is a mental health charity affiliated to a national organisation called Mind, the mental health charity. We've been in existence for about 35 years. And we started because a team of local service users and social workers felt that wasn't enough services for people with mental health problems in the community. One of our strong beliefs is that everybody's entitled to good mental health. We have a huge emphasis on service user participation. So often service users, as well as participating in some of the daily running of our services, they will also get involved in volunteering.
Volunteering in that mode really adds to recovery. And it allows me to use skills that would probably be dormant if I'm just functioning as a service user. It's a really helpful feeling knowing that when I am in a place where I'm able to give back as much as I can, and when I'm not, there is a framework that supports me.
What is important to us is that our services are flexible and that people can access them as and when they need them. So we have what we call an open door policy. Everybody gets something who comes to our services.
I first referred myself at Islington Mind about 8 years ago. I had already been given a diagnosis of schizophrenia. When I turned up, I was very confused. And a member of staff, she put down her work and she said, "Look, tell me what's going on." She just made sure that I was safe. She said, "Look, why don't you go downstairs? There's an art group taking place." And she was just like so gentle, and it just seemed like such a good invitation that I went down to the art group. And that was the beginning of many years where I accessed for support offered by Islington Mind.
If you are struggling and don't know where to turn, Islington Mind is that light that goes on in your head as the first place to look. I had a really traumatic experience in 2010 and I went into deep depression and had anxiety problems. I was suicidal. Islington Mind has been the bridge between life and death. Knowing that it's here and knowing that I can access it when I need to without needing an appointment that gives me 6 months or 7 months while I'm still in crisis is very vital to my continued ability to survive and live.
One of our services which is in huge demand is our counselling service. We get upwards of 5 to 10 calls a week of people seeking counselling, and we probably do about 2,500 hours of individual counselling. We ask people to donate, but essentially it's a free service.
Islington Mind operates under two major arms, the Community Support Service and the Enablement Service. The community support function by addressing holistically the psychological health, mental well-being, the social dimensions and the day-to-day care. And the Enablement Service supervises and supports volunteers to help someone who is struggling with their mental health to manage their day-to-day life.
The service is very important because it helps service users to be able to meet practical goals which they have, which they're really struggling to do by themselves. And then by the end of the 8-week period, we hope that they'll be able to manage these issues by themselves. Some specific examples of things that we help our service users with are opening posts, because some of them find this a very anxious process, or they might find it quite hard to leave the house. We might help them to bring them to a corner shop so that they can get food that they need or milk.
Food Cycle has been partnering with Islington Mind for over 7 years now. The way that the project operates is we have volunteers who go to local supermarkets and collect food that was destined for the bin and turns it into a tasty 3-course meal for the local community. Working with Islington Mind has given us the opportunity to access some of the most vulnerable members of our community, particularly those suffering from perhaps profound and complex mental health needs. Food is incredibly important to people's well-being, as is communal eating. It brings people together and gives them the opportunity to speak to our volunteers, fellow guests, as well as Islington Mind's staff as well. And then from the meal they have the opportunity to go on and access other services that Islington Mind provides.
Islington Mind offer 3 community resource centres. The Hub, which is based near Archway, the Empower near Angel, and the Spa, which is in Crouch Hill. The Hub is a lovely building and it encompasses an art studio. They also have a music studio, they have recording equipment and they have 2 bands which do regular performances throughout the community. I just noticed I'm connected to these people. And then after that, I realised I'm connected to all people. So I stopped feeling that terrible loneliness. I started to realise I'm not alone. I'm not completely isolated.